don't know if it's live. There we go. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Live Chat Tuesday, number 85 with my co-host, Sabrina. I almost said Friday Night Live. It's not Friday and it's not nighttime.
Hello, everyone. Might I take this opportunity to wish you, Crystal, and everybody else a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. And if you are currently with us now, please leave us a comment in the chat. And if you are watching on replay, welcome. And leave us a comment in the comment section. So how are you doing, Sabrina?
I'm okay, thank you. Yes, I'm doing good. And how are you today?
Pretty good. Been a little busy, was almost late myself, but I got here right at 11:30.
Yes, I know, me too. Wow, time is going so quickly. And it's just incredible. But can you believe it's already 2023?
No, not really.
It's just incredible.
We have Brenda Young, Crochet-N-More. We also have Doodley's Crochet, aka Julia here. Welcome in. And Anita, Queen Mama's Hillbilly House with Anita. Brenda says, I'm working on a blanket for my daughter in Mainstay Cozy Chenille Yarn multi-blue with 11.5 millimeter hook. Anita says, hi ladies, how are you both? And hi to Brenda and Julia. Hope you're feeling better, to Brenda. Well, yes, I hope you feel better, Brenda.
It is that season where people get everything.
Yep. And
you've done something.
Julie,
what have you done? You look different.
I got bangs. And I cut
that's what
my
it
hair.
is. Yes, that's what it is. It's really nice on you.
Oh, thank you. Julie is still working on her Chucky amigurumi. Awesome. Brenda says, yes, I'm finally feeling better. Still have a little cough and a stuffy nose, but much better. That's wonderful. So I have changed the lineup for all my lives. And Sabrina is now on the first Tuesday of the month. Dee is on the first Friday of the month. Connie is on the second Tuesday. Melanie, let me see, wait. I know the Tuesdays better than I do the Fridays. The second Friday of the month is open. No guests then. The third Tuesday, it's Melanie that I've added to the lineup. Lethaleya's Little Hook with Melanie. The third Friday is AJ. And the fourth Tuesday is Kaylina. And the fourth Friday is Alicia. And every once in a while, there will be an extra Tuesday or an extra Friday, depending on the way the month falls. So that might give me a chance to invite a guest. But as of right now, all my Tuesdays are booked again. And I actually have one Friday free and one Tuesday free this month. So
that's exciting.
Yeah, I thought I'd just kind of change it up a little bit, you know. So some of the people that may not be able to attend the Tuesdays live, you know, and are able to attend the Fridays, they'll get to see different guests sometimes, or, you know, vice versa. But it's still kept, you know, AJ and Alicia. I should have changed AJ around to a Tuesday and put somebody else on a Friday, but I didn't think about it that way.
You can still change things whenever you want.
Yeah, that's true. We have Angela right here. Welcome in. She says, hi, Crystal and Sabrina and everyone in the chat. How are you doing today? I'm doing fine. Drinking water, still working on my first pair of knitted socks on the heel part. Awesome. Oh, that's sweet of you, Julia. One of these days, when I have an open spot, we'll schedule we'll schedule you to be a guest. I'd love to have you.
So what have you been doing lately?
Let's see. I've been knitting on, well, I didn't do too much over the Christmas holiday, but I've been working on designing my own knit shawl or wrap. I'm not sure what it's going to be because I'm not sure exactly how long it's going to be after I take it off the needles. So it's not sure if it's going to just be able to hang down or if it's going to be a wrap where you're going to have to pin it over here. It seems like it's going to end up being kind of long because of how many stitches are on the needle. But
okay,
I actually have
I'm
it right
intrigued.
here. I don't think you've seen it yet.
No, I haven't seen it. I'm very intrigued.
Now, I was using a design. I'm trying to pull the string. I didn't grab the ball. I used a stitch dictionary to kind of help guide me in creating it.
Okay.
I don't know how well you're going to be able to.
Very nice.
And
wow, are you releasing that pattern? Because if you are, I want it.
Stuck. There is a lot. I think there's, God, how many did I cast on? I don't even remember now. I think it's over 200.
Okay, yeah.
But there's 13 different repeats of just this little section.
Love it, love it, love it.
And I think I'm going to do 6 in total. And I've got 3 done plus 4 rows into the 4th repeat. Now, I'm trying to design it to where you can make it as long as you want this way and as long as you want that way. So you could technically turn it into a lap band if you wanted to. But it's just a rectangle, and the repeat is over a course of 20 stitches. So if you wanted to only do 5 and make it a table runner and make it real long, you could just do, cast on 100 stitches, 20, 40, 60, 80, yeah, 100. So that would be 5 little repeats that you would do. And I've kind of added a few stitches on each of the repeat sides here, so you have a space in between each of these little sections. And I have decided to name it the Twisted Pillars Shawl.
Oh, that sounds good.
Well, thank you. I
will eventually
need testers, so I know you.
Oh, yes, please. Can I be a tester, please? Can I be a tester?
Yes, you can. I actually had you in mind because I know you knit. So you do read written patterns, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good. Oh, thank you, Brenda.
I am a professional knitter, so I'm up for it.
Awesome. Well, I'd appreciate it, and any feedback, whether good or bad, would be greatly appreciated. So yes.
This will be perfect. I just know it.
Oh, thank you. Let's
The design
see.
itself is amazing. You know, it's just, I'm excited. Let me know when.
Okay, it's gonna be a little while. I also have been commissioned to make 2 blankets. One's a
Oh,
full size and one's a queen. So
oh,
I'm working
wow.
on the full size right now, and it's actually in my closet in one of my bags to keep it like from getting dust or, you know, getting
Mhm.
kind of like dirty any way, shape, or form. So otherwise I'd show that. But it's actually, I can kind of tell you, it's Dana's turtle beach blanket pattern, the ripple Afghan, and it's in red, white, and blue. It's
Okay.
patriotic type. So
Yeah, it's also
yeah,
the colors of France.
yes, that's true too. So it could be patriotic French wise or United States wise. So it would work for both.
It sounds good.
And so I've already done, let me see, 4, 8, 12. 27 rows on it.
Okay.
And I think I started it Sunday evening, and I'm having to keep track of how many hours I work on it. So I can give, it's actually a cousin that's like through, she's not blood related, I don't believe, but through marriage, she's one of my cousins, my aunt's cousins, I think. Anyway, a distant cousin. And she had sent a Christmas card. How it all came about, she sent a Christmas card to me, and I showed it on my channel, and she go, do you sell anything on your YouTube channel? I go, well, yes, I do make custom crochet hooks, and then I also sometimes, you know, sell shawls, hats, and, you know, little things like that. And she goes, well, let me know when you start selling blankets again. I would like to get one. So I said, I do take custom orders. So she told me she wanted one for her son, a full size, and the colors. So, and then she wants one that is a queen size. So I got a lot of crochet in here to do, but
Yeah.
Lisa the Grammy just came in, and she says, Sabrina, got a notice that my package from you is at my post office. I will get it after breakfast. So she's fixing to get her package.
I was super happy, you know, because with Royal Mail being a gigantic pain, you know where, honestly, it's just frustrating. So I'm
Yeah.
glad she, it must be at the post office then, is it? I'm
I guess she has
imagining
to go
so.
get it from the post office, and
Yeah.
she has to pick it up.
I just hope she likes what's inside.
Oh,
Oh, she was your winner, you know, for the birthday, was it? Was it the birthday? Something. It
birthday
was one
angel.
of your giveaways. And
Oh, one of
it
my
was my
giveaways.
physical gift.
Okay, yeah, I think that was my Halloween giveaway.
Okay, okay, that's the one. So finally, she's getting it.
Oh, well, that's
I'm
great,
sorry it's
Lisa.
so
I'm glad
late.
you get it. Uh, with everything that's been going on, all the different holidays, and the mail being slow here in the U.S. through December, our mail lady was running 2 routes a day, one in the
Wow.
morning and one in mid-afternoon. So she had to run 2 routes on her days that she worked. One in the morning, she would just deliver packages. That was it. And then if any more packages came, she would bring it with the letters. So we gave her a extra Christmas gift this year. Normally we give her a little Christmas gift because she does so much for us, and she's so nice, so sweet. She's been our mail lady probably 15 years, I think, as far as I can remember anyway. And she's our regular mail lady, and there's a substitute that takes her place when she's off. And they've changed several times, but she's been a very nice lady. And I've started shipping through Pirate Ship, and she's even said if I have a lot to ship out, what she would do is she would come back after her route is over and stop back by and pick them up. There was one time I had to ship something UPS, and I did not know that they were not allowed to pick it up. But she said, after I get back, I will go, like before I go home, and drop it off at the UPS store for you. And that's only for you. I wouldn't do it for nobody else. And I'm like, oh, well, I know now that y'all are not supposed to do that. So you won't have any more problems from me about that.
Yeah. It's really nice of her, though.
Yeah, she's very, very sweet. And she's always, you know, she works so hard. To me, I mean, it's not really a hard job, but driving all day and stopping and going and stopping and going, and you know, yeah, that's I greatly appreciate our mail lady.
It must be hard though when you're faced with, you know, these dangerous dogs and people as well, because people can be dodgy too.
She's even told me a couple of stories where, you know, say a box was late or whatever, they would contact her, find her on Facebook and contact her and be rude. I'm like,
no.
I'm like, I don't even know her last name. I know her first name, but I'm not going to try to call our mail lady. I would try to call the post office. It's not her fault.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She can only deliver what she's given.
Yeah. So, enough of that. What are you working on? What are you currently doing?
Oh, too many things. I'm designing some blankets. I'm currently working on special items, so I can't talk about those. I just recorded a video on a little yarn haul so that I can start a Stephen West shawl.
Oh.
And yeah, I'm about to start a few Stephen West items. Some I'm doing, then other things. I'm working on some cardigans.
Awesome.
So they'll be finished soon. I'll show you all that very soon. And what are you working on besides the 2 blankets that you have been commissioned?
That's technically about it. I'm doing my knit design and haven't started the second blanket yet, but I think I've put 7 hours and 10 minutes into the patriotic blanket so far since Sunday.
Okay,
wait,
that's not bad, is it? I'm actually debating whether to do a knit along.
Oh.
Yeah, I designed 15 squares where you make those twice, so you will end up with 30 squares to make a blanket. And that was originally supposed to be something else, but I've been let down. And so now I'm wondering, rather than just releasing that as a pattern, should I do a knit along or just a pattern? I don't know. What do you think I should do?
Well, maybe what I would suggest is ask your subscribers and see who would be interested in a knit along, or have a, have them vote. If they're
That's a great
interested, then
idea.
yeah, I would say yes, do it. If there's not many yeses, then maybe just release it as a pattern.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Should I do a video or a poll?
Maybe both. One on your
Yeah.
community tab, and then, because I have noticed not everybody sees the community tab. So
Oh yeah.
people would miss out on the community tab poll, but they could possibly still see the video, you know.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I might just do that. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Let me see. I think my tablet's lagging a little bit. Yep. Okay. So, let's see. Trying to think. I still have to release my goat pattern. I don't have it written up yet. Been so busy with everything else, and I really hate to sit down and write out the patterns on my computer because it takes forever and a day, seems like. But I'm gonna try to make myself do it within the next week or two, because that has been sitting there for a little while. And Brenda's laughing at me. She's one of the testers and she's waiting on me to do the goat, but she's got other stuff going too. So it's not like she's just waiting on me. So and she goes, I'm waiting patiently. But I also had a, what do you call it? A shrug that I designed a while back, and I wasn't 100% sure that I wanted to release that pattern or not, because I did not like how it fit on me. But I'm petite, I'm real small, so it was a little bigger. It might fit somebody else better than it does me. So I'm kind of debating whether I want to go back and write that one up also. And then, of course, I have the knit shawl, and I could go ahead and write up the pattern for that because I do have it written down by hand. And then when I actually get done with it, I can add the picture to the pattern and all that. So I could go ahead and type that one up and get the testers that are knitters to start on it, because knitting takes a while, and it's a 2-weight yarn, so it's going to take a little while.
How much do you need?
That I don't even know yet. See, I'm like, I think that ball had almost 400 or slightly over 400 yards, and I haven't even used one ball yet.
Okay. And what size needles?
I believe it's a 4mm.
Okay.
I don't think it has a size on these, but it's either a 4 or a 4.5.
Okay.
I think it's a 4 because I gave my grandmother my 4.5. She wanted to start one of the cardigans I did. Oh, the cardigan. I finished that one with the yarn you gave me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen it yet?
No.
Okay, 1 second. It's just right over there. Let me go grab it.
Okay. Excited. Let's see what Crystal made. It will be beautiful, of course. Beautiful. I am getting the thing here so I can maybe follow some comments. Phone call. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Lisa.
Here you go.
Wow, look at that. Wow, that is beautiful. Did you color control?
Nope, it just kind of came out that way.
Wow, it's like it's perfect.
And then the little buttons. Which way? Ah!
That is beautiful.
And it's sparkly. I don't know if you can see the actual sparkle.
For me, it doesn't show as much, but it's really annoying, them cameras, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that's beautiful.
The first one I made that was out of the 5-weight yarn I gave to my grandmother for Christmas. And now she's also knitting herself one.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, Brenda says that she loves the cardigan. It's beautiful.
thank you. Lisa the Grammy is making breakfast and listening.
Can I have a coffee, please? Thank you. Just coffee, that's all. One sugar, quite a bit of milk. Thank you.
Oh, I got a package delivered by UPS, and I know who that is from. That's from Melanie. Lethaleya's little hook with Melanie sent me something.
Amazing.
You never did see it on me. Well, I just set it back over there. Hi, Charlie. How are you doing? Happy New Year.
What pattern was it that you used?
It was a pattern by Ashley Lillis, Lillis. And I think it was to knit a V-neck cardigan or something like that, I think is what it was titled. And Lisa goes, I wish I could transport a coffee. And her tutorial was pretty easy to follow. That's the one I made from the yarn you sent that I just showed. I had to, it's the same pattern, but what I did, since the tutorials with the 5-weight yarn, I made like kind of like a couple of stitches and figured up how many stitches with the 3-weight compared to a 5-weight yarn. I didn't do like a little swatch, you know, like how many inches this way and how many inches this way. And I just kind of figured up, I knitted a couple of stitches and then went up and knitted another row and figured out how many stitches would equal those amount of stitches in a 5-weight. And it was technically doubled. And so I kind of rewrit her pattern to fit a 3-weight yarn. And that's now what my grandmother is doing. She's using my pattern to knit hers. And I think she's about like that far in.
Okay. Oh, that's great. You did a great job. Wow. And I'm so glad you had enough.
Yeah, I actually have some left over, so.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah. I was ready to send you more, though.
Yeah, I know, but I was like, if I don't need it, I don't want you to have to spend the money and then, you know, I don't need it. But I mean, I could always use it for something, but I had plenty, and I think I have about a ball worth left out of 3 different skeins, because there was one skein I had noticed where it got really super thin. And I'm like, well, that's like, and I'm like, that don't look right. So I kind of cut it and then connected a different ball. And so I was like, that's really weird. It kind of went from a 3 to a 2-weight yarn. I'm like, that's going to adjust the size a little bit. So that's also one reason why I have multiple skeins with yarn still left over. Welcome in, Joanne, Darlin. She says, hi, Crystal and Chatters. Happy New Year, Charlie.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Yes. It's going to take me a little while I've already had to catch myself writing 2022 still.
I have
My
not written the
grandmother.
date yet.
Do what?
I have not written the date yet.
Yeah.
So I wonder if I'll be writing 22.
Well, the only reason I had to do that is because I released a January giveaway, and I had to put the dates in the description box. And I was like, I started just to type out it will end in, January 31st, 2022. And I'm like, wait, that's wrong. Nope.
Yeah.
But my grandmother it takes about a couple of months to get used to it too. So.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie says, on a new adventure with my yarn and my Cricut. Awesome. I
Her
don't
yarn
exactly
and her
know what a
Cricut.
Cricut does, though.
What'd she say? Her yarn and her Cricut.
Yeah. It's
The
some kind of
Cricut, the animal
machine,
or the game?
but I'm not sure what it does. Lisa the Grammy goes, I don't have a TARDIS to go back in time.
Oh, I wish I did. I'd love that.
Yep, me too. Yep, my two favorite shows are right behind me. Doctor Who and The Magicians.
Aha.
I need to get another poster. One that has the 13th Doctor. That has the first 12.
Okay.
Actually,
What
there's
is The Magicians? I've never heard of this one. Magicians.
The Magicians is it's a TV show that has these kids or young adults, adults maybe, that go to this school that is like a school for magic. Kind of like how people went, Harry Potter, they went to learn magic. But they kind of find a portal to a different world, and these four people become kings and queens. Kind of like a cross between Harry Potter and Narnia in a way, kind of universe.
I'd love that. I'd love to see if I can watch that because that interests me.
They had 5 seasons, and they're actually based on books. There was 3 books, and the writer's name is Lev Grossman or Grossman. I'm not sure. I know it's Grossman.
Okay, it must be Grossman.
Yeah. I actually just got the 5th DVD season today in the mail because I had the first 4 and it came out in 2021, I believe, and it was too high priced for me, and I found it on sale for $11.99, and I got free shipping also. I'm like, woohoo, okay, let's do it. So now I have the complete series.
I'll see if I can watch like a little trailer of it.
Yeah. If I find one, I'll send you a link. So you know it's the right one.
Because you never know, I might buy the series.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It's one of my top shows that I loved, and then I found out they canceled on the 5th season. I'm like, no.
Oh, I hate it when they do that. When you're enjoying something so much, and then you hear no more of it, and it's like, what?
And they the way they ended it, they left it kind of open, they tried to give closure, but they kind of left it open, like maybe it could be picked up by another network, or maybe they could even make a movie. So it kind of left it a little open, but they tried to give as much closure as they could to the series. And I think it would be neat if they made a movie, kind of one last hurrah. That would be cool. That's kind of like up on my wish list one day. I hope they do that. Um, let's see. Charlie says a Cricut cuts vinyl and other things like iron on. Okay. So it kind of like cuts shapes for you, I guess, on different materials.
Okay.
Brenda says she loved The Magicians. She was upset when they canceled it. Lisa the Grammy says, I watched it through twice. It was so cool, The Magicians. I've watched them 3 or 4 times, once on TV and then once on my DVDs. So
I am super intrigued now.
I got the books during the pandemic, and I read the first one like in a week. And then I got to the second one, and then I started getting busy doing crochet, and I still never finished the second book. I'm like a little past the middle of it, and I'm like, I completely put it down for like 1.5 years.
Yeah.
And I picked it up probably 3 times in that 1.5 years. I'm like,
oh,
man.
It's crazy because I love reading and I have not read a book in quite some time. So a few months ago, I bought a few books that I know I want to read, Stephen King. And would you know, time is going so quickly. You're doing this, you're doing that. And I haven't had time to even start any of those. I'm upset with myself.
Yeah, I can understand that. I have a stack of Stephen King books, and I've only read one of them. And that was The Shining.
Love him so much.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite authors. And I know I have a few that are like the ones that were made into the movies, but the only one that I've read and I could not put down was The Shining. And
yes,
it was so different than the original movie with Jack Nicholson. It's like a completely different story almost, you know?
Yeah. The first book I ever read from Stephen King was Needful Things. And the first page, I could not put it down. The next one I read was Rose Mother. That was another one you just cannot put down. He's just got such an imagination, and the way he writes, you can imagine it yourself so well.
Yeah. Anita is asking you, have you ever read the Dark Tower series?
No, but I've seen little bits on TV, but I prefer to read, so I would like to read them. I would.
Yeah.
Have you read those?
I actually haven't. I did watch the movie because I think it had Matthew McConaughey in it. If I remembered that one correctly, because I love Matthew McConaughey. He's probably in my top 20 favorite actors. So, plus he's also a Texan.
Oh yes, that's true. That's true. He's a local guy to you. And did you say Dark Tower? Because I know he did his Dark Materials, didn't he? Or was that him?
I think it's different. I think there's yeah.
Was that Stephen King? His Dark Materials? I'm starting to wonder now. It wasn't Stephen King, was it?
I'm not sure, but I do want to say hello to Ray's Yarn Addiction. I did see you come in. We've been chit-chatting, and I didn't want to interrupt, but let's see. Julia said, I read that one and couldn't put it down. Which one did you mean, Julia? You mean check out your Facebook, Charlie? You have pics? I think that's what she meant. There was one I tried to read in high school. Well, actually, no, I was in 8th grade, but it was at a high school level. And, okay, she meant The Dark Tower. She's read that one. And it was called Eyes of a Dragon.
Ooh.
I never could understand. I didn't have the comprehension at the time to grasp it. It was above my reading level, so it was kind of hard to understand. But I actually bought the book, I think, last year, and that's on my to-do list of reading, because if I remember correctly, the overview of the book seemed really, really good. But with all his books, they're all good. You know.
Oh yeah, but you know, maybe little one complaint, if we can, or maybe a little criticism, shall we say, not complaint, little criticism, is that they are all in Maine. Could we please make it a different location next time? There's a whole world out there. Why does it all have to happen in Maine?
Because I think that's where he lives. So.
Yeah, but still, you could travel around. You could go to Paris, London. You could go to Egypt. There could be lots of stories, with Tutankhamun possibly, or you never know, Cleopatra or something. And just anyway, some people in Egypt or China or somewhere really exotic, or just different location. Or somewhere, Moscow or something.
It does remind me, the series The Stand, they did go to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So they were in Las Vegas, Nevada. So that is a different scenery. He did actually go somewhere else with the book.
Yeah, but one tiny scene. One of his stories could happen elsewhere. Just for fun. Make it a different location.
Hi. 1 second. Yeah. We need some coffee filters, I think. Other than that, I think that's it that I can think of. All right, Mama was fixing to run to. Oh, wait, I thought of something.
I thought so.
Cat food. Here. 1 second.
Well, guys, here we are. So I can't see the comments anymore. The phone has gone silly. Okay, here we are.
Hello. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
That was my grandmother.
Bye.
Ah.
And then she goes, bye, bonsoir.
Bonsoir, je vous souhaite une bonne année et une bonne soirée.
Welcome in Tina, Camper 14. Let's see. Welcome in Margaret Baker. How are you? Anita says the Dark Tower series was in a different location. Funny you said that. Many terrible things happen in movies I've noticed are being staged in Ohio. I told my husband, what's all this evil around Ohio? Who knows?
But it kind of puts me off going to Maine because I'm thinking it's all happening there.
Yeah.
Just there. It's just all there.
Yep. You never know. There might be some kind of portal or vortex he's channeling when he writes his books.
He is amazing. I just really love the way he thinks, the way he writes, just all of it. Amazing.
Somebody said they read that one too. I think they mean that they read and the Eyes of a Dragon. Did you like that one? Anita also said, I about had panic attacks waiting on the next series to come in the mail when I was reading it. Wow. That's kind of like how I was waiting on the second book of The Magicians when I first finished the first one. I was like waiting on it to get here in the mail. I'm like, come on, come on, come on. And I read it about, I think, 3 or 4 days and then started crocheting, and then I put it down and then would pick it up every so often.
Mm-hmm.
She says it was good. Well, I'm going to definitely have to put that on my next book that I read, but I want to finish the Magician's book first. Now, like if we're at a point like where our power goes out or something, I have a little headlamp or a battery operated light that I'll set, and I usually read because I can't see well enough to crochet, but I can see well enough with the light because it'll be like right beside me or on my head. So I'm able to read, and usually when our power goes out, that's what I do. I pick back up that Magician's book and I'll read a little bit.
That's a great idea.
Camper 14 Tina says like spooky area, and she mean in the Ohio or Maine.
When I get asked if I could meet someone famous, who would I pick? My answer always changes, but Stephen King is definitely one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, and also on my to-do list is to, I've never done it before, so I need to, and see what she's like. His wife writes books, doesn't she, Tabitha? And I would love to try one of her books.
I believe his son also. I don't remember his name, but I think he writes, but he also, they redid the series The Shining. They had one on, was it Paramount Plus, I think? I can't remember which streaming service I watched it on, but they remade it. And his son, I think Owen King, if I remember correctly, was the one that directed the series. And his father helped write the teleplay for it. And so he had a hand in the series too. And then at one scene, it actually shows like a poster of some sort, and it has people sitting at a table, and it's like his father's head on that poster, but they only kind of slowly go over, like panning, but you can tell it's kind of like photoshopped in, but that was his dad's appearance in it. And I thought that was kind of neat.
I like the cameo appearances.
Yeah, me too. I always look forward to that.
You're watching the film or movie, and then all of a sudden, little cameo, and you're like, is that? Did I just imagine, or is that? Yeah.
Yeah, I had to rewind it because I was looking at it, and then I kind of looked down and I glanced up right at that time. I'm like, what? So I rewinded it, and that's when I saw his face. I'm like, oh, there's his appearance.
Yeah.
Let's see. Anita says, don't judge the series by the first one. It is good, but it starts getting addictive in the second. So I'm guessing she's meaning the Dark Tower series. The first book's kind of slow, but it gets better in the second.
I think it's like, is it, I think it's called The Dome. The first series was, but then it gets better.
Yeah, it was kind of, I've had books like that. It's like kind of slow going and then it gets really interesting and it's almost like you can't put it down.
Yeah.
Tina says, I used to read with a flashlight laying on my shoulder next to my head so I could read before going to sleep. Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Joe Hill is the son writer.
When I was growing up, I was sent to bed, of course. And then a lot of the times I used to get up and do some homework. But very often I used to read books. And then I used to get shouted at, switch that on, light off. So I'd switch it off. 10 minutes later, back on and read. Very naughty.
Yeah.
But it's reading, so it's, you know, very educational.
What's educational? I heard the last
to
time.
read. You're reading,
yes.
So you're educating yourself.
Mm-hmm. My brother, he loves to read, but he gets really bad headaches when he does. I don't know if it's due to, because he has bifocals. He's like, without his glasses, he's almost nearly blind. But so the prescription is so strong, you know, on his glasses, and he's sitting there trying to read. And I think also he comes sometimes in the house here to read because it has better lighting than where him and my mom stay out in the RV. So I don't know if he gets less headaches that way, but I know sometimes when he sits and reads too long, he gets really bad headaches.
It's a strain on his eyes.
I think so, yeah. Maybe the strain and the lighting, both.
Yeah.
Tina says, I snuck the flashlight in my bed under my covers to read when I was supposed to be in bed. So who is everybody's favorite author?
Oh, I think mine is, I don't remember her name. Oh, it's something Ahern. Cecilia Ahern.
Okay.
I think that's how you say her name. She's Irish.
Oh, okay.
She writes things like P.S. I love you.
Oh, okay. I've seen the movie.
Yeah, but her books are just amazing.
Oh, well, she wrote that, and if the movie was anything like the book, you know, because they always change it up, then I'm pretty sure, you know, it was a good book.
The book is better.
Yeah. Books are always better, anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see. Julia's favorite is Stephen King. Brenda says, only got 41 more rows than blanket is done. Well, lucky you.
Yeah.
Brenda also says Janet Oakes is my favorite author. Charlie says Twilight series and Divergent. Oh, what is her name? Stephanie Myers. I've read the Twilight series too. Now, New Moon. Let's see, when the movies came out, I went and I read the 4th book right after the 3rd movie, and I'm like, I gotta know what happens. So I read the 4th book first, and then I went back and I read the 1st book. The 2nd one, I couldn't get into it. It was so slow. I just kind of got about 20 pages in, and I said, nope. I closed it, never picked it back up.
It's frustrating.
Yeah. Let's see. Lisa says Sherilyn Kenyon. Never heard of that person. Anita says Stephen King and Joel Chandler Harris. Tina says, I read all of V.C. Andrews' series. I used to wonder if she was tortured or something to think up such evilness. When her children tried to finish, they weren't as good. When her children tried to finish, they weren't as good. I don't know. I have Edward's view. And then Margaret Baker retracted her message. So, well, up here it was she had a typo, is what it was. But Joanne says Danielle Steele and Cassie Edwards.
I love Danielle Steele, and I still have to read the book when she lost her son. I think it's In His Light or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I need to read it.
Oh, okay. Tina's last part of her sentence, she meant after she died, her children tried to carry on the series, and they weren't as good.
Okay.
I had a message pop up on my screen from Fetch Rewards. Okay. Margaret says her favorite author is Nora Roberts as J.D. Robb. My mom likes Nora Roberts. Welcome in, Connie. How are you doing? Yeah,
there are so
my
many
mom
good,
loves
writers out there that it's just impossible, really, to pick one favorite.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true.
Catherine Cookson is another amazing one.
I don't know if I know her either.
Oh, okay. Well, she writes really lovely stories.
Camper 14 says, I have read most of Cassie Edwards' books. My mother-in-law would hand them down to me. Aw. Connie is doing good. Plan to knit on my Pretty as a Peacock shawl today. Awesome. And she's sitting there saying hello to everybody. So, Ray's Yarn Addiction. She says, I don't have a favorite author. I really enjoyed the Sword of Truth series by Terry Goodkind. Never heard of that person either. Now, there was this one lady that was an author of one of the Star Trek books in the Voyager series, and I really liked how she wrote. And I don't remember who it was, but I think she had written 2 or 3 books for different Star Trek books in different series. And I think I read 2 of them, and I really liked how she written everything and her style. I don't know if she wrote anything else. That's the thing, but
no idea.
Laurel K. Hamilton, Raised Yarn Addiction says. Anita says, do y'all watch the movie first or read the book first with Stephen King? Mostly, for me, I don't read too often. So I'll probably watch the movie or series first before I get to reading the book.
I read the book first, then I watch the movie.
Tina says,
and I usually get disappointed because it's not what I envisioned.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of like with The Shining book, and then you watch Jack Nicholson's version of The Shining, and you're like, this ain't even the same. There's so much that's been changed. But
Yeah.
they did do a TV series in, I think, 97. And I don't remember exactly who the main star was, but Stephen King was able to, like, I think he helped produce it or write it or something. He had to take, you know, a hand in making it. And it was much more right with the book. I mean, it was, the book had like bushes that would move, like topiary bushes, like a lion and a rabbit and all that, and they would move. There was a part in the book about a hornet nest or a bee nest that Jack had gave to his son that they put inside, and there was a scene in the book where the bees came out one night and they were swarming around Danny's room. Well, none of that happened in the movie, but it happened in the series that they did in 97. It was almost the same with the book.
I need to get back to reading. I need to make time.
Yeah. Let's see. Brenda says, I also like J.K. Rowling, the Harry Potter series. Connie says, I've never read Stephen King's books, even though my brother had all of them growing up. I've just watched the movies. Julia says, I read the Stephen King books first. Darn things. Scrolled all the way up. Anita says, I watched the movie first because the book is always better. Connie, get to reading. Welcome in, Be Crafty Corner. How are you? Raised Yarn Addiction. It says, Kingdom Hospital was a good series by Stephen King. Never even heard of it. I'll have to look that one up.
Not heard of it either.
What was it called again? Kingdom Hospital. Write a little note right there.
There are two series I can recommend from Stephen King if you haven't seen them already.
Okay.
One is called Rose Red. I think it's Rose Red. And the other one is The Storm of the Century.
Yeah, that was a good one. My aunt was just watching that the other day.
Amazing. I love it. Give me what I want and I'll go away.
Raise Yarn Addiction is saying it was a made-for-TV series.
Yes.
I remember watching Rose Red when it came on TV back in the 90s. All I remember was a girl with long brown hair, and they were standing in a room that had flowers and stuff in it. That's all I remember. But I know I've seen it several times since then, so.
Love it.
Tina says, I liked Robin Cook books too. Anita says, Desperation was a very disappointing movie after reading the book. The book was wonderful. I do have
I'm not ready.
some. Do what?
I have not read it or seen it.
Yeah, I think I actually have that one over there somewhere. I'm not too sure. And Anita was telling Connie she needs to start getting reading and get to reading. And then now she's saying audio. Then Connie, you're missing out.
See, I don't know about audiobooks. I tried audiobooks several times, but that's just not for me. You know, they're reading and I'm just like, okay, it's not my pace.
Yeah.
And then I get distracted by something and then I just totally lose it. And yeah, it's just not for me.
Yeah. I don't do well with audiobooks myself. That's why I'd rather have a book in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even comparable to, I'd rather have a book in my hand than a tablet reading it off a screen.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than having a physical book and being able to turn the page and see your progress on how far in the book you've gotten. You don't get that feeling with the digital book.
I completely agree.
Let's see. I've never tried. Anita says, I've never tried it. I feel like I like the feel of the book. Yeah, she does too. Ray says, I can't do audiobooks either. I wish I could. Bee's Crafty Corner says, I fell asleep to audiobooks every night. It's like being read a bedtime story. Connie is telling Anita, you know, I like my Tubi movies. And I think that's an app she watches movies on. I got a Roku device from my mom for Christmas. And I have been streaming. Do what?
What is a Roku? Is it like a Kindle kind of thing?
Kind of like a Kindle Fire Stick where you plug it in your TV and you have like different apps on there. You can stream movies and stuff. But it has like Hulu, Paramount Plus. It has all those different, you know, Disney Plus, and we have been paying for Hulu. And just recently during Christmas, my mom got Disney Plus, and me and my aunt have been into the series Willow, and that was 30-something years after the movie Willow, you know, and that was a pretty good series. Welcome in, Brenda Bear. Yeah, Tubi on Roku is free. Connie goes, I'm a bad influence on Anita. I get her to watch movies that I watch. You can also download the app on your smartphone.
I have to say, finally, the name has sunk in. I am not calling her Cindy anymore. It's Connie. I felt so bad, honestly. Still do now, but it's Connie. Now I know it's Connie. It's here.
Well, don't feel too bad, because my grandmother would call you Melanie. She'd get you and Melanie confused.
That's okay. No, listen.
Me and her Sabrina. So
my father called me all the names like this. You know, it would be Sandra, Janine, Florence, and then eventually Sabrina. And I'll be like, you know, you've only got the one daughter. He's like, I know, but still.
Yeah. It's kind of like well, like there was one time my grandfather would go, Pat, Crystal, Tammy, you know,
Yeah.
tried to call one of us and he would say all of our names, you know, kind of. So
But you know what's bizarre is that I'm catching myself kind of doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know.
Anita goes, I do that every day with the kids, then finally say, whoever the heck you are.
I call my
Connie
youngest
says, I
son
have a
sometimes
different name every
by
day.
the eldest boy's name. And then my eldest boy, I call him by my youngest boy's name. I'm thinking, no, don't do that.
So you have 2 boys?
I have 2 boys and 1 girl.
Oh, I didn't know you had a daughter.
Yeah, I have a girl, yes. And she's very happy right now. She's got a partner. She is just about to qualify in her job. So she's very happy.
Well, that's awesome.
And that's more than what I should have said. They like their lives very private.
Ah.
That's why I don't mention them on my channel.
Yeah. Well, I knew I knew there was a son, but I didn't know you had 2, and I didn't know you had a daughter. So that's
I have
nice.
3 kids in total. It's not a total secret, but they do not like me to discuss them.
Yeah. Let's see. Brenda Bears Crochet Critter says, I'm not too into novels for any real reason. I like technical how-to books. But I did get a new book the other day. It's about archaeology of cloth production in North Atlantic. I like it so far.
Sounds interesting. Factual books are just as good, you know, and interesting.
Yeah. Oh, I scrolled up too much. If you ever watched Superstore, Amy would wear a name tag with a different name all the time. Bee's Crafty Corner says, I do that all the time with my kids. I even include the dog's name. Lisa the Grammy says, I call 2 of my daughters each other's names all the time. They are 11 years apart, but are so alike. You know, that's so funny. 11 years apart. That's how many years are between me and my youngest brother. Well, actually, I have 2 brothers, but the other one lives in a different town hours away. But this one that lives here on the property with us, he's 11 years younger than me. And the funny thing about them, I think the other one's 10 years, because he was born November 5th, 96, the one that lives far away. And then the brother here that lives with me was November 10th, 97. So they were like a year and 5 days apart from each other. So they're both Scorpios.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I won't forget their birthdays.
Nope.
Let's see. Lisa the Grammy says, I have 5 kids and lots of extras who call me mom. Aw. Anita says, Lisa, you sound like me. I'm raising my second set of 4. And with the first 4, I always had other kids at the house calling me mom. That's kind of like what it was growing up with my friends coming over.
Yeah.
Connie says, I have a cousin that had 2 kids, then 12 years later had 2 more, then about 7 years later had 4 more children. Wow.
Wow.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8 kids. Woo. For anyone interested, the name of the book is The Valkyrie's Loom by Michelle Hyre Smith, Hayeur. Lisa the Grammy says, I had my second oldest grandson from the oldest daughter for a few years while she got her life together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my grandmother raised me, and my mom was in Louisiana, living over there for the majority of about 8 years, I think, when my brother was born during that time. And so technically my grandmother raised me. And then as my brother got older, when he got into about 7th, 8th grade, I think, he moved here with us, and then went to high school here. But yeah, he turned in November, he turned, oh my goodness, 25.
Ah, wow.
Time sure
Time
does fly.
Oh, yeah. Same thing.
I also have a sister that it's I don't have any true full brothers and sisters. They're all half, but I don't really count it that way. But my sister, I don't even know her birth date. I can't even remember it, but I can remember my 2 brothers' birthdays. I think my sister's is in August sometime. I think she's about 5 or 6 years younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she's got 3 kids. So I have little 2 nieces and a nephew. But I don't get to see them too often. Lisa the Grammy says 2 grandsons. Connie says, then my cousin had children younger than some of her grandkids. Brenda Young has to go. She says, have a wonderful day, everyone. Hugs and love. Have a good day, Brenda. Thanks for hanging out
Brenda.
with us. Lisa the Grammy says, my youngest daughter turned 25 last November. Aw.
Mm-hmm.
So, wow.
Really, the time does fly.
Mm-hmm. Talking about time flying, it's already been 1 hour and 20 minutes almost that we've been live.
Wow. It doesn't feel like it at all.
I know, it's like crazy. It's almost 12:55 here.
Oh, I don't know what time it is. 1856. That's it. That's the time. 1856.
Well, it was 5:30 when we went live in your time zone, so
here, look, see.
So it'd be
That's
almost seven, I think, your time.
1857.
So you're going by 24-hour clock.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's 6:57 p.m.
Yeah, 7 o'clock. Angela Wright says her daughter's birthday was January 1st. Well, happy birthday to your daughter.
Yeah.
I hope
Happy birthday.
Oh man. Well, let's see. I guess get to go to the post office at 1 p.m. after they open from lunch. Yay. So she's excited to go get your package.
Again, I'm sorry I've sent it so late. There's no excuse really, but I have sent it and I hope she likes what's inside.
I'm sure she will. Angela says she turned 23. So her daughter's birthday was on January 1st and she turned 23. That's awesome.
Ooh, wow. But you know, it doesn't matter how many years go by. I still remember, you know, when they were just out and just newborn and just, oh, I miss those days. For me, they're still my babies. I still see them as babies.
Yeah. I can understand that because that's kind of how I see it. I've never had kids myself, but my cats are my kids. And when you have a kitten that has been raised from, you know, a little baby kitten and grown up, and, you know, that's, I can understand that way. I mean, it's technically the same.
Have the idea. Yeah.
One's an animal and one's a human, but same concept. Yeah.
It's the same thing, exactly.
I haven't seen Tom since the 29th, that evening. No, the 29th, he was here all night. And then the 30th, he kind of got to where he came for a little bit and then would hide and then came back and hide again because they started doing fireworks. And then December 31st, they went crazy with fireworks and he got scared off. So I have not seen him since then, and I have been so worried. It's only been a couple of months, but then yesterday we had a really bad storm and it flooded everywhere in the yard. So, you know, that made me worried. He's not going to come out in the rain.
Oh, is your house flooded?
No, our yard.
Okay.
We have, I should have said that different. Our yard kind of dips down in certain spots and it holds water. Nothing like literally flooded the house.
Is it like the garden area?
Yeah, back there's too. It's pretty bad. Nita says, gotta run. Y'all have a great day. Hope Tom comes out soon. Me too. Let's see. Lisa says the package didn't arrive in the United States until December 26th. So.
Okay. I'm just glad it's there now.
Yeah. I know she's going to be excited because she's going to be going and getting it pretty soon. But I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap up here. And we've almost been live an hour and a half. And I know it's getting kind of late for Sabrina here. She's in the UK. I did pin her link to the top of the chat. If y'all don't know her, go check out her channel.
Thank you.
I've also changed up. Oh, you're welcome. I've changed up my live. So every first Tuesday of the month, she's going to be my co-host. So I wish I had a cat think he thought I was his mother. I hold him and watch TV every night after everyone went to bed, started working nights, and he'd cry walking around the house like he was looking for me. Oh.
It's cute.
Alrighty, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I hope y'all have a good afternoon, and y'all take care, stay safe, and we will see y'all later. Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.